How often do I speak to law enforcement officers in the First Ward? At minimum weekly, usually 2 or 3 times a week. And what I mean when I say that is Monday at 12:30, we have a standing meeting with the 14th District with our CAP sergeant. Tuesday at 2:30, we have a standing meeting with the 12th District commander or the captain or whoever is meeting with us. They review with us any violent crime, any incident crime that had happened in the past week. They talk to us about steps that need to be taken. Among that, it has led to new cameras and license plate readers in the First Ward. It led to me putting $1,000 of my own money, not campaign funds, not city funds, my salary funds, into a catalytic converter prevention event that we did with the 14th District. It has led to all of the best initiatives that we've done over the past 4 years, because that's what collaboration and accountability looks like. And on top of that, we do quarterly meetings with the different businesses and corridors across the First Ward. We've been a part of roll calls and events where the 14th District and our police officers come together with our violence prevention teams. The work that we do is ongoing and consistent. And I think that consistency and accountability is over time leading to better public safety results for the First Ward. Why are police so overloaded in the ward, and what is the solution? Let's take that and let's think about the top 10 list of 911 calls that First Ward residents make. Gun violence, shots fired, are actually down around the 40th or 50th most common 911 call. Number 2 and number 3 are parking violations. That's right. 2,000 of the 15,000 911 calls last year in the First Ward, parking violations. The 5th highest, music and noise complaints. That's about another 800 to 1,000 911 calls. Just below that, wellness checks. Hey, I haven't heard from my cousin, my aunt, my grandmother in a while. Can somebody go and check on them? Probably a quarter to a third of what we have our officers chasing down has nothing to do with violence in our communities. So the more that we can take that off of their plates by civilianizing those roles that let competent, relevant other professionals take on those responsibilities, lets our officers do what we want them to be doing, what we think they're already doing in the first place. That's the work that we're trying to put our hands to. We were able to bring a $250,000 grant for violence prevention services to Westtown, and then another $50,000 grant for the same kind of services to Logan Square. What does that mean? It took more than a year of advocacy to get the administration and their public safety team to recognize that the violence happening in Westtown needed a broader response than we were receiving. So many calls and emails and meetings with the deputy mayor over public safety before they finally realized that Westtown was worthy of street outreach violence prevention services. So that $250,000 grant goes to an organization called Also, which employs men and women formerly involved with gangs who know where that path leads, who now their entire profession is diffusing these conflicts, helping young men and women in the First Ward get their lives onto a different track. The grant that we brought to Logan Square was much easier. Last year, for the first time, Alderman received $100,000 in micro grants that we could use to essentially supplement what the city was already doing in our neighborhoods. We, as the First Ward, chose for $50,000 of that to go towards that same organization to expand their work into Logan Square. In fact, we were one of the few offices that actually got all $100,000 of those microgrants out in a timely fashion. We've already seen the benefits of that work. We're actually seeing that work expanded and extended into 2023. And so I'm excited to see how the results are already coming in.